spiders?
That's a good question.
Because they just look like they're basically a frame.
They remind me of stick, but you know, the stick insects.
All right, go and go mind their video.
Thank you.
So to answer Ashley's question about the fisheries, they are typically considered to be caught by accident, but it turns out that if you want to catch them, it's with bottom trawls and long lines.
Yeah.
And apparently they're really good if you batter them up and fillet them and then batter them up and cook them. And so it seems like they used to be an accidental catch, and maybe it's becoming a fishery. This is information from SantaMonicaSeafood.com.
Just back to the sea spiders really quick, because I think they're fascinating, and there are shallow water sea spiders, but they are they're not microscopic, but they are teeny tiny, like the size of an ant maybe, and very cryptic. And yeah, the first time I saw one of these deep sea ones, it was just like, wow.
Yeah, so I'm looking them up, and they range from 3 millimeters, which is 1/8 of an inch, in tropical shallow water, to 50 centimeters or 20 inches in deep sea species.
Could we zoom in on that star that we just passed over, unless we're going too fast?
Yeah, we can try to get it. You talking about this urchin?
No, if you look just a little, right at the bottom of the screen now.
Oh, that right there?
Yeah.
I think that's a mushroom coral. It's a mushroom coral, but with all the stalks pulled in. Oh, no, wait. No, it's an anemone.
Like an anemone.
Okay, it's an anemone.
Cool.
And right above it looks like there's a tube worm with its proboscis.
Thank you for that zoom.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure.
So cool.
Can come wide.
Have we seen many of those guys?
What?
That particular looking anemone?
I'm curious if it's one that, if it was more extended, had the little white tips.
Oh yeah, it had little, so they can control the length of their tentacles. Okay.
So somebody wrote in, blue grenadier is commonly eaten in Australia, but they suspect it may be very different from the fish that we're seeing.
I'll have to try it.
Aaron, you got a favorite food?
Was that to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was also thinking about it and started going down that rabbit hole, kind of like Mike. Really fresh pasta, like fresh pasta, olives, salty Mediterranean things, all of those.
Oh, olives.
If I was like on a stranded island though and got to pick a few things, definitely I'd bring peanut butter with me.
Yeah. Jess, what about you?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah.
I like anything with cilantro. So whether it's ceviches or, yeah, I'd probably say ceviche is probably one of my favorite foods. Or pozole, it's also a good one.
Oh, I love pozole.
Doesn't have any cilantro in it, but it's pretty good. Especially with pig's feet. That's the best. It's like very melts in your mouth. Good.
Magda?
Huh?
What's your favorite food?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Food. Yeah.
Just food. All of it.
Can I go? Can I circle back on the sea spiders real quick? I was looking it up online at Britannica.com, and it said that adult pycnogonids either suck the juices from soft-bodied invertebrates or browse on hydroids and bryozoans.
That sounds like my
I think we see a
mother-in-law.
little snailfish. Can we catch that guy going out of view to the left?
I got some images.
You did?
Yeah. I mean, we're not.
Or maybe not. No,
see.
maybe it's a grenadier and it was just a funny view of it.
No, it doesn't have the.
No.
Go ahead and zoom on in there real quick.
Oh, no, yeah.
Bulbous head.
Yeah, it does
You're
look
right.
like a.
No.
Oh, it is.
Look at how wrinkly he is.
Yeah.
So grumpy.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, look at this guy.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That is
Halloween.
a Halloween fish.
That is
if
totally
ever
a
I've
Halloween
seen one.
fish. What?
It looks like
Getting
a,
more
I
zoom
gotta
on
look
that
that
guy.
one up. Oh, I'm glad we came
Yeah, it's
back
good.
for
Yeah,
a
that
picture
was
of
a
this
Thank
one.
you.
good call.
Oh, whoa. He's like terribly
Aw.
adorable.
He's kind of smiling, yeah.
Awfully
Yeah.
adorable. Oh, that was great. That was
So
ground.
do you think it's a snailfish?
I'm going to look it up now. I don't know if it's a
Alright.
snailfish because it's so wrinkly.
Yeah.
I really want to
think
see
it's
his face, but we
different.
gotta go. Okay,
Yeah.
come wide, please.
Thank you.
Yeah, of
Look up.
course.
I got lots of images.
What?
Hopefully we
In
can
my
ID
new-
It looks very
later.
pruny.
That's a new
Good eye.
coolie for me.
Yeah, I mean
Okay.
it does look like
Here,
a
I'll pull it
snailfish,
back up.
but it's got the on the
I
underside
don't
it
know what
had.
that was.
It's kind of blurry, but
Yeah. And then it also said, just last thing on those sea spiders, because someone asked about the eyes. 4 simple eyes are often lacking in the deep water species.
Are those sea spiders also the ones that have all their gonads and their legs and?
Let's see.
Is that why they're coughing? I can't remember.
Males carry the eggs on a special pair of legs until they hatch.
Interesting.
Right on.
Okay, now I'm going to try and find that fish.
Jack-o'-lantern fish or something like that.
Skeletor.
Skeletor.
Jason says mangoes.
Oh,
Mangoes are
yes,
pretty darn good,
mangoes.
too.
Yes, Jason.
They're so hard to like get to the mango part though, because you get that weird pit fur thing.
I have a whole way of cutting them.
Jen,
Ah.
could it be the carrot practice one? The fish?
Where are you seeing that?
So it's on
What page?
99,
Let me look.
With
the topmost one.
the
See it
Google images from Mbari, they've seen this before. A fish with no scales, thin gelatinous skin.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is.
So they observed this on November 5th of
Oh,
2018.
snailfish.
Snailfish, huh?
Is it a snailfish? All right.
So I'm going to go to the guide link directly from here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Mbari's Twitter. They happen to have a image of this fish from an observation last year, just around this time. And they call it
Chiropractus. In
this guy, Chiropractus longophilus.
Well, so if
Yeah.
you notice, I mean, that was something really interesting about it, but the pectoral fins, so those are the fins going out to the sides, had very long rays
These?
that were not attached to each other at the ends. Yeah, if you looked at your picture, I think you captured that.
Oh yeah.
You see that?
So I went diving just to go back to the mangoes really quick. We're a little all over the place here, but I met a diver from Colombia,
Go ahead and zoom in on their video.
and I had some mangoes. We were out diving, and she just grabbed it
Whoa.
and started eating it like an apple.
Is that a two-headed
It is. Looks like it, huh?
Valleypathus robusta?
Well, what we've been talking about is that, you know, often like anemones and corals can bud or split,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
asexual reproduction, but we've sure been seeing a lot of them like this.
Wow.
Oh,
That's great.
that's very cool.
So those, if that's what's happening, then those two individuals are clones.
This looks a lot like the anemone we saw by the octopuses, like the with the clear
Yeah.
aloe
1, 2,
like
3, 4,
tentacles.
and it's an octocoral. It's got 8 tentacles. Or
All right, go ahead and come my video.
thank you. So there's only one snailfish in the guide. So this, we'll see if this is a new addition to the Davidson Seamount guide.
Sorry, Scott, for the interruption there.
Oh, no. So yeah, so she ate it like an apple, skin and all.
Can
The
we zoom in
mango.
on that real quick?
Oh,
Go ahead
wow.
and zoom
Large
their video.
anemone.
Looks like one of those
What?
sunflowers.
Wow, that's beautiful.
And big.
Kind of looks
Look
like
at
a
that.
ceiling light, actually. You can find at your...
A ceiling light.
Yeah, like you see
Yeah.
the little...
You have to, that's the little screw in the middle to,
Yeah.
to hold the cover on.
A little decorative.
Let's see if I can get it better squared up
Do
there.
you know what that is?
No, I'll have to look.
So
Sorry,
we
guys.
saw
Great.
a
So maybe
pycnogonid,
zoom.
So
and
that,
now
yeah, thank
this
you.
is
So that's at least 20 centimeters across, maybe.
some sort of
25
pycnopodia.
to 30.
There you go.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
A little Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Come on.
But it helps you to see
Alright,
how
go
the
ahead and
stalk
combine.
is going into the sediment, and then below the sediment, often these animals can kind of expand the base
Yeah.
to make it wider and anchor them into the soft bottom.
Okay, so do we think that was an anemone instead?
I think it was an anemone, yes.
Because it definitely had me going for a sunflower star, yeah?
Oh no, yeah. This is
But
too deep for that.
Sorry, that was just my common vernacular to describe the shape. Should
Ah,
have been more careful about that.
somebody asked how many cups of coffee you guys are on during your shift.
0.
0, yeah.
I'm just here on the adrenaline of discovery.
I am not a
Had
big
a lot of chocolate.
fan of tea, but I have been drinking tea in the wee hours here.
I've
What's
been
this?
drinking coffee, and on the ship, I think they make it stronger than I make it at home.
Yeah, they do.
Alright,
Oh,
Lydia, go
this
ahead and
is a
zoom.
beautiful pom-pom anemone.
Go ahead and zoom on in there, Ashley.
Look at that.
Yeah, this one's pretty.
It's beautiful.
Again, those 10 centimeter lasers, might cover half of this animal's diameter. Thank you.
And so the larger surface area the animal has,
Go ahead and come wide
the
there,
more opportunity
Ashley.
they have to capture food. Is that true? Is there a relationship between surface area and these animals and their efficiency in feeding and growing?
I mean, you would think they have more surface area for capturing food.
You got yourself a rock over here,
Yeah?
I think.
Is that? Can we zoom in on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 sec. We'll get us better light on it.
Looks like a giant
All right,
clam.
Ashley, go ahead.
Yeah. That doesn't
does.
look like a rock. That looks
Or actually a Tyrannosaurus. Or no, a snake. It's a snake's head.
It is
Kinda looks like it,
that.
yeah.
Looks
Emerging.
like a rock
What
with
is
some
that?
discoloration. This is a good sign, is what this is.
Is it?
Well, see, remember how we were seeing discoloration on the rocks with the fluid? We see some discoloration on this.
I like that you're an optimist. This is a good sign.
It looks like a bag to me, or oh, never mind. I don't know what that thing's
That
on the
weird
top
divot in
there.
the top.
Yeah, that is really strange.
Is it some kind of tunicate?
Or is it man-made metal, something? Yeah,
Kind of looks like
Sure.
a deflated.
with like a rust hole on the side there.
I wish we could like bang on it and be like, bang, bang. Okay, not a rock.
It's not
metal.
a rock, no.
There's something in the inside there. Wanting to get out.
Oh, it's an alien.
I know, right? All right.
Funky.
Thank you for that zoom.
Sure. Yeah, I
Right.
was curious.
Maybe, is it a deflated
Go ahead and come
tunicate?
wide.
What? It's huge.
I don't
Well,
know
the
about
top
that.
of it, could it have formed over?
I don't see how.
Take all the cats out of the bag.
It's catching. Scott would be proud of you.
What's that? Shrimp?
Mm-hmm.
Is that a...
That's a grenadier down there.
Looks like
If
there
that's
was a-
what you were looking
No,
at.
it looked like a floating star. But I don't know if the stars do that.
At least. Can I see Inky? Hey, but
I
Hey, Jennifer.
yes.
So just thinking ahead as we approach
Yes.
this, right now we're kind of dead on to that target. I think that probably sets us in the next watch up well to explore in here.
Yeah.
Does that seem all right
I
to
think
you?
that sounds like a good plan. Is it? Will we have enough ability to get to where we can see the part of it that's before the waypoint, or would we be too far away? If we're looking at the pink.
Yep.
Octopus.
Hey, octopus. Can we zoom in on this, please?
Yeah, 1 sec. Let me get some more light. All right, go ahead, Ashley.
There's lots of suckers.
Right in the
This
eye.
is,
No, I'm so sorry.
probably similar to the moose octopus. Thank you for that zoom.
Sure. It's like they have some schmutz on them. Need to reassess their cleanliness. Go ahead and come wide, please.
Yeah.
It's also hanging out on that sea
Yeah,
urchin, which
how
can't
is
be too
that
comfortable.
How's that hanging on? Was there like little, I mean, some octopus have little cirri, but I think those are mostly the Dumbos, right? That have the cirri on them.
Sorry.
That wasn't me?
Huh? What? No, I have no idea who that was.
How's that?
Oops, Scott, how are we doing on our worldwide audience?
Let's take a look here. These are quiet times.
They're quiet times.
Relative. The
Uh-huh.
hardcore Nautilus Live Nation. We've got 65 viewers right now.
All right.
Let's see if we've got any new countries
So,
checking in. Oh, Turkey has joined us.
Back to ops.
Yep.
So we're coming in on that point. It's very slopey after that.
Mhm.
I mean, I think a nice thing to do would play stop and look again, but if you guys really just want to keep making speed, then they can scan right through that too.
Can you repeat that? I didn't catch everything.
Yeah, so we're approaching that point.
Mm-hmm.
If you wanted to do exploration there, it would be a good idea to stop the ship and let the vehicles catch up and then do what we did at the beginning of our watch.
Yeah.
Or keep moving.
I think that it's large enough on this map and on the other maps that looks pretty interesting. I think we'd want a chance to poke around.
Okay.
Well, they'll want a chance to poke around. I don't think we're going to be doing any of the poking around, but...
No, probably not till the vehicles come in. All right, so when we get into there a bit, I'll just have the ship stop.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. I want to check our swing there anyway,
Okay.
just in case.
Thanks for that heads up, Aaron.
Yeah. If it's at all possible as the ROVs are approaching to get within visual of that feature, that'd be great. Though I don't know if that's possible given the ship's position. Oh, we're finally
see if
seeing.
they can look up slope. But we don't have to do any ship moves. At least maybe we can see something in sonar.
So as you're approaching, we're gonna be watching sonar to see if anything looks interesting.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds great.
See if there's any nice returns.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that a
Yeah, what's that swimming over to the bottom?
octopus?
Right.
Bottom right.
Yeah.
It's like the Dumbo or...
I mean, that would be really cool to see. It is a Dumbo! Woohoo! Ashley, good eyes.
Can I zoom?
Stand by.
Okay.
The squishy
Little
is
puddle.
of the
All right, go ahead.
squishies.
Cute.
Yeah, it's a little one.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Aww.
So I was reading this octopus taxonomy manuscript to learn more about the moose octopus, the one that we've been looking at over on the octopus garden. And in there they had anatomical notes on a number of different species, including quite a few of this grouping, the Dumbo octopus. And they actually have some harder part, but that goes kind of between the two fins. It's like a saddle, and it helps provide a little structure. It helps provide a little structure that I think that as they're swimming, they kind of push against.
Could we get the lasers in the shop, please? Magda stepped out, but I'm supposed to take grabs for her. Okay, thanks.
You want to come a little wide there, video? We'll get the scaling lasers and we'll have to boogie. Oh, you're so cute though. Look at your ears. All right. Go ahead and come wide, please. Good eye.
Very much so. Thank you. That was a nice little surprise. We've got some interesting little mounds in the seafloor. Those are usually caused by animals that are burrowing and building up the sediments. More evidence that even though we can't always see the animals in the soft bottom, they're there and they are busy.
Now we're really cruising.
Yeah, helping to, we're catching up, I think, after stopping to see that great Dumbo.
Yeah.
Remember, all this marine snow is raining down, bringing with it lots of organic matter. And the animals down in this part of the ocean are many of them are very good at collecting and digesting that organic matter.
This has been a very cool watch for not seeing any rocks.
Well, we've seen a few rocks, but not seen lots of rocks. But we've seen many other really interesting things. There's some more of that.
'Tis but a pebble.
Seagrass.
Go ahead and zoom on in there, Ashley.
Again, so that's all the way out here from the shoreline. And there is an urchin associated with it.
And a little jelly.
A little jelly drifting by.
Oh, you're cute.
They really are beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and come wide there, video.
So a few different kinds of sea cucumbers. That Dumbo sighting just reminds me how we're really limited by the area we can illuminate with our lights. And
Yeah.
we could have gone by all sorts of fascinating things that were just out of view.
Yeah, and that one just happened to like be,
Right, it was
view.
just on the edge though. We almost missed
Oh my gosh,
it.
I can't believe I missed it.
I was hoping you'd see it on one of the screens when you were down there.
No, I just like went, yeah.
Mugda stepped out for a second and missed the Dumbo. We would have held position so you could see it, but we did not have that choice. Looks like we've got another pom-pom anemone there.
What's that dark?
Long line.
Is that one of those sea cucumber things, maybe?
The dark feature?
The long line.
Yeah.
Straight feature. It's not a line, but it's
almost
straight.
Right next to the laser.
Yeah. Let me just push in on that real quick.
Go ahead,
See
Ashley.
what it is. I think it's some more organic matter.
More wood.
Yeah.
Some wood,
Wow.
maybe.
Cool.
Yeah. Piece of wood.
Thank you.
The stick in the mud.
Yeah.
Thanks for the zoom.
Yeah, sure.
And the pun.
Yeah, both are good.
Looks like we're going to replicate what we received, which was to show up in an area where we can, the next watch can look around,
Yeah.
which is great.
That was our goal, right? To get to this waypoint.
We might have
We're not
some
there
time.
yet, but we'll be getting there.
Yeah, but it looks like we might have some time to explore it.
Yeah, we're going to definitely get a little bit, hopefully, of time to take a look at the beginning of what's there. And what we're talking about is we have up our maps. We're looking at both information on how steep the seafloor looks based on the mapping, and also the hardness of the bottom, and that we're trying to look at areas that are steep with a little bit more hardness. So we're approaching one now. Then we'll switch over to looking at the sonar that is on the ROVs for additional information about what might be ahead. So Scott, are you got any interesting either questions or?
Yeah, who's watching? I always love like hearing what countries are tuned in.
Let's
That's
see,
the best
Mexico
part.
just joined us.
Hello.
I got Indonesia on
cool.
board.
Do you have an approximation of how many viewers we have?
We have
live?
81 viewers. It's kind of gone up a little bit.
Yeah.
I think our folks are waking up on the East Coast.
It's about 7 a.m. there, getting there,
Yeah.
6:40. Good morning.
Yes,
East
good
Coast.
morning.
Yeah, the United States and UK have the highest numbers. We got 31 viewers from the US, 15 from the UK, 7 in Australia, 3 in Norway, 3 in Italy, 2 from Sweden, Netherlands, Germany, and Canada, and Austria. 1 in Turkey, 1 in Singapore, 1 in Malaysia, 1 in Mexico, 1 in India, 1 in Indonesia, 1 in Hungary, 1 from Hong Kong, go Hong Kong.
That's cool. All these explorers are representing their
France,
countries.
Finland, Spain.
Can we zoom on the bright yellow in the middle of the screen there?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks
Denmark,
for that update, Scott.
Switzerland, and Belgium.
Wow. It's
Got a
exciting
lot
to
there,
have
yeah.
viewers in so many different countries in the world.
It is the Nautilus Live Nation.
All right, video, go ahead and zoom on in there.
Ooh, a very little yellow thing.
And there are 263 of us watching on YouTube, I am reminded.
Wow.
Is that looks like it's sticking out of the sediment.
Yeah, they saw this on an earlier watch. Thought we'd just get another view. Not sure what it is.
Someone from Norway writes in, they just found this stream on Twitter.
What's that other little
all
tube to
right.
the left?
To the left, sorry?
There's like a tiny little tube sticking out of the mud.
Yeah, a little tube worm probably. All right.
Neat.
Thank you.
Yeah, well,
It's
yeah,
like
you
a
can't
perfect
really
little straw.
I do not know what that
little
bright yellow
snorkel
thing is.
maybe.
Can we zoom in on that lower left corner?
Oh, I can tell you what that is. I
Oh,
figured.
never mind.
That's one of
Jennifer
the
knows.
regular urchins.
with those.
The irregular
Can do a snap
urchins.
zoom there, video.
And looks like, and sometimes we've been seeing them with a couple sea cucumbers associated.
Good.
In this case,
Around.
we've got 4.
Wow. Okay, thank you for that zoom.
Sure.
Looks like a
Good. Come
rotation.
on, please.
In the
Yes.
shallower areas, those are sometimes referred to as heart urchins.
Is that because of their color or their shape?
It was I think more the shape.
It kind of reminds me of like a human heart. Not so much like a love heart, right? Just like
Yeah.
a big chunk.
Mm-hmm. There's another one going under us, heart urchin.
They
and
really are
seem
associated.
to always have those little white cucumbers near them.
Their entourage.
I try to always travel with my cucumber entourage. Another one of those large
That's a
Good.
big one.
pink sea stars.
That's
yeah.
a really big one.
Little
A
sea pig,
Pig,
there.
yeah, sea pig.
Hey, Ashley, you want to come full wide for a moment? So I see where my camera's at. Okay, thank you.
And we would tell you more about that pink sea star we keep seeing with the kind of, what would you say, bumpy surface. But
Yeah,
it in our
dinosaur-esque.
guide right now, it doesn't have a confirmed ID. Right now it's down as Pteraster species 3 or Hymenaster species. So they're still trying to work out that taxonomy of that sea star that we've been seeing. Definitely seen some grenadier along here. We haven't really seen any cuskills, have we? Lately.
No. Maybe they typically like to spend their time around the rocky areas.
Could be. It'd be funny if that was a cuskeel. But it is not, it's a grenadier. Well, here we are in Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, in case you're just joining us. We're in some of the deeper portions of the sanctuary. Pretty far offshore in an area called the Davidson Seamount Management Zone. The seamount is a large submerged extinct volcano. We are on the what do you call it? The apron that surrounds the seamount at depths of, what's our depth right now?
3325.
33,000.
No, 3,325
Sorry,
meters.
3,325 meters. Forgive me, it's getting late or early, whatever you want to call it. And we're in areas we've never ever seen before. Right now we're moving between a really fascinating area with these cliffs that were over 80 feet tall in places. Or
yeah.
no, 80 meters tall?
No,
What do
80
you think?
feet.
80
It was
feet tall
27 meters.
in some areas, and now we think we might be approaching something similar. In between was a bit of a more gently sloping soft bottom area.
But we saw a Dumbo octopus.
We did in the soft bottom area
And,
see a Dumbo octopus.
What was that fish we saw?
Snailfish.
Snailfish?
Oh, really?
I think we should change it to the Halloween fish, though.
really Halloweeny looking snailfish.
Totally.
Really cool. And that's the fun thing about exploration, is we can't tell you what we're going to see next because we've never been here before, and so it's just as exciting to us to see what we find as for you. we're open to questions if you have any about the sanctuary, deep sea exploration, these deep sea animals or geological features, and we'll do our best to answer them. Or how, you know, how Nautilus operates.
I'm going to come up a little bit here on the slope so that we can see in our sonar a bit better.
Okay, that's great. Sounds good.
Wow, that's a big black coral.
Yeah.
So we haven't seen a black coral for a while. Last we saw them is when we were around the steeper features where there was some rocks that had broken loose. Looks like that one is attached probably to a rock that's been buried subsequently in sediment.
I'll settle out. I'm just trying to, I suppose I could also range out as well here.
Is that one of those ghost grenadier?
Yeah, that grenadier there is different than we've been seeing a lot of the
See what that gives
other
us as we approach
species,
it.
but that is the ghostly grenadier.
That's a very Halloween-y theme today. Dumbo octopus, ghostly grenadier, snailfish.
I don't know if the Dumbo octopus wants to be roped into the category of being a scary thing.
Yeah, okay.
It's
But it
pretty
is
cute.
kind of, it's got like a ghost, like when you put a sheet on.
Oh, that
Like
kind
a
of a
ghost.
ghost,
That's
like
true.
Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Yeah,
kind of ghost. Got it. So most of the grenadier we've been seeing are probably abyssal or rough grenadier. They're hard to differentiate just through photos. And then, but when we see one that is mostly white around the head and then the tail becomes a darker gray, that's the ghostly grenadier.
I didn't appreciate how prominent sea urchins were in the deep sea. They're everywhere.
Let's see it for a while.
One of those really good kind of animals for cleaning
Sure thing.
up all this matter that's dropping from the surface, including when we see the kelp and the seagrass. We definitely see them often near that. They're also just eating other organic matter that's raining down from the surface waters.
In the shallower regions, there's a balance between the sea urchin and the kelp populations, right? They kind of keep each other in. The sea urchins keep the kelp in check. Is that true?
More so, we need animals to help often keep the urchins in check.
Yeah.
Because the thing that sea urchins is they're, benthic, right? So they're on the rocks, and that's where the kelp's holdfasts are. So the kelp has this structure that holds them to the rock, and then it grows up into the water column. The urchins have most access to that holdfast, and as they start to eat that kelp plant, they can often chew through the holdfast, and then the rest of the plant will release and float away. Drift off somewhere else, maybe feed urchins in that location where it ends up, but we do have problems when we have too many urchins with them kind of grazing down the kelp forest and ending up with areas without kelp forest.
And do the sea lions eat the urchins? Is that how that
Otters.
works? Otters eat the urchins.
Sea otters do. Also this large sea star called the sunflower star eats urchins in Southern California, where Channel Islands National Marine Sanctuary is also. They're eaten by a fish called a sheep's head.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, when they're smaller lobsters, they'll eat them.
Right,
too.
right.
Like 70 meters off of that
All right.
at the hypotenuse.
So we're coming up on a watch change. And so I'm
Of the
going to
future.
say good night to everyone while I take a few minutes to fill in our new watch lead, Erica, on what we've accomplished on our dive and what we were planning for them at this transition.
Oh my God, does sheep's
Thank
have
you.
little human teeth? Oh, I don't enjoy that.
Thank you, Jennifer and Annie.
Oh, my replacement's not here, so you can still
okay.
ask me questions. Scott, what's been the highlight of this particular dive for you?
Of this particular dive, gosh, I think that the Halloween fish
That snailfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
That
ghostly.
was really cool. The cliffs, though, were amazing as well. I mean, to see that, that was really cool. It's sort of like the food question.
Yeah, everything.
Everything really is.
I think seeing the Dumbo octopus was really cool because they're so cute. And they have those little, what look like ears, hence its name.
Well, as Jennifer mentioned, we are in the process of doing a shift change, and the lovely and talented Miss Danny Bailey has just shown up. My science communication partner in crime here on this expedition. So I am going to sign off now and turn it over to her. We'll be silent.
Can we zoom in on that
for a little
please?
bit, and then but now we got to zoom in on something. It is just so hard to pass.
Go ahead, video.
You know,
the mic on that. Look at that. Looks like an old branch of.
It does. That looks like a stick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another stick in the mud.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Thanks.
Come on. Thanks, Scott.
All right.
Thanks, Scott.
It's pretty cool when large terrestrial debris makes it this far offshore. Because we're about 60 miles from the Pacific coast, right? And 2 miles deep.
Still 60 off there, huh? I don't see anything. That's a good. Yeah. I suppose once we get a little closer to the ship, then they'll see it, maybe. Yeah. A little bit of a stomach curve there. Pancreas somewhere around there. Morning, Mouse. Thanks, guys. Good night.
Hello, explorers. We are all doing a shift change, so everybody is getting settled in and figuring out what the last shift did and getting all ready to explore with you guys. I heard that there was a Dumbo octopus at some point. I was sleeping. But let's go find another one because I would love to see one. So thank you so much for joining us. If you are just tuning in at nautiluslive.org, we are currently cruising Davidson Seamount in the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary. And we are exploring an area that has never been seen before. So you guys are right there along with us as we see what could possibly be down here. So send in your questions if you've got any, if you need any advice, or maybe you want to hear scientists debate about something, just let us know. We're here for you guys.
Good morning, this is Erica Burton from the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary. We just did a shift change, so we have a few new people on watch. We're at Davidson Seamount.
Good morning, I'm Amanda Kahn. I'm in Science Chair 2, here for the 4 to 8 watch.
Got time for a Zoom?
Good morning, this is Taylor Ann Smith. I am the Ocean Sciences intern and the data logger.
Dan? Got time for a Zoom? Just asking if it's okay to Zoom. I was
sure
trying to get that guy. Yeah.
Being a little
yeah,
cavalier getting there,
right.
Coming around on my head in here.
Yeah, he was, he had some interesting reflections going on.
Yeah, that was a low bait Tina-4.
Yeah, he's a little too close. That's okay. We'll catch you next one.
Good morning. I'm Frank, your navigator.
Wait, what?
Frank, a.k.a. Miles.
Who?
To be frank, I don't know that that's the full truth.
Oh, no, we've started already.
Oh, that's what this watch is about.
No. Can I put in a transfer request?
For a different shift? I don't think so.
I'm stuck with you guys.
What's happening here? You're looking that way.
Welcome, Frank.
Frank, where'd you come from?
I guess Seattle.
You guess.
I guess.
Did you get lost on the way, or?
No, I've only spent about 4 weeks there all of 2019.
Gotcha.
Not even at one time.
Oh. So you have been very busy this year.
Very busy.
Yeah. And you get to go back just as it starts to get cold.
Well, also only for about 2 weeks, and then I'm off again.
I'm going to come to the side of you.
So we have a birthday today. It's Amanda's birthday. Happy birthday, Amanda.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Can't think of something better to do than be on a ship looking at the deep sea floor on my birthday. So thank you guys.
What a fantastic day.
Super cool.
What is your birthday wish to see today?
Oh.
Or should you not tell us?
I can't say, but you'll know it when I sees it. Thank you. Who's that down in the lounge? Ah, thanks, Annie. I see a piece of kelp fall there. Looks like an urchin found it too.
Right.
I'm Joe, your video engineer.
You guys are going to confuse the audience. Who are these random people just showing up on shift?
It's Bizarro World.
It is. Oh, it is Bizarro World. Well, fair enough. It's like 4 something in the morning for us. So.
Urchin with sea cucumbers.
Ah, sea cucumbers.
Yes.
I love them.
And a coral with a brittle star climbing up it.
Dig.
So we are working our way along the southeast edge of the apron of the Davidson Seamount to see if we see any hard features and to see what kind of animals we see along the way. And we've got, is that a sponge coming up or is that an anemone?
I think that's a pom-pom anemone.
Ooh.
Yeah. Liponema. Looks like a big pom-pom on the seafloor.
Yeah.
We can keep moving. Those are always fun.
They are.
And sometimes they're called tumbleweed anemones, right?
Have you ever seen them moving?
I've seen them move because the thrusters have given it some motion.
Given an assist. I've looked at time-lapse seafloor imagery, and these guys, well, anemones in general, can move around a bit. But it's not a fast process. There's a red mysid up in the water column. A mysid is a crustacean. It's not a true shrimp in the way that we would say shrimp in general. We sometimes say mysid shrimp, but they have a carapace that sticks out a little bit farther than shrimp. That's how you can recognize a mysid.
Above the front of their head.
It's kind of sticking out from the sides.
Huh. I did not know that.
Yeah, so a shrimp would have a carapace that hugs tightly to its body, and a mysid has a carapace over the thorax that kind of sticks out a bit more. Also, I can see on the seafloor scattered monothalamians, which is the new word, which I had to look up because I'm still retraining my brain, what we used to call xenophyophores. So these are large protist colonies. Large single protist individuals. So this is a single-celled individual with many nuclei that makes this skeleton or shell out of sediment and other materials that they kind of scavenge.
So when you were looking up the name change, did they give a reason for why they switched our xenophytophores to what was that?
Monothalamia?
Monothalamia.
Well, no. Right now, all I've seen is that the name is changed. Many times when the name changes, it's related to where a taxon sits in taxonomy, and you give precedence to the first name that was given to that taxonomy rank. So xenophyophore might have been a newer name than monothalamia once they got reassigned to whatever new group they're in. And so then they would take up the name monothalamia instead of xenophyophora.
Oh.
Monothalamia is, the root of that is mono, single, and thallus, which is like a chamber or a shell. So it's a single-chambered foraminiferan. And that's because many foraminiferans will make tests that have partitions within their tests. So as the organism grows and produces more protoplasm and nuclei, then it produces chambers to fit the growing protoplasm. And there's a phaeodarian in the water. Now it looks like just a speck, but when it was out farther, it had kind of that cloudy shell around it.
Science is always changing. Amanda, we're getting lots of birthday wishes here.
Oh, thanks everyone.
Happy birthday from the Netherlands.
Whoa.
So there you go. Are we allowed to have favorites? Amanda is my favorite.
Oh.
How can she not?
Gosh, guys.
Chock full of information.
Right? I don't blame you guys. Amanda is fantastic.
This is like the perfect venue for me. If I go to parties, this is still how I talk.
5.
Did you know?
Yes.